This video I'm going to show you the best techs for every single character. This is going to be a step-by-step compilation of my other tech guides with an extension of Sonic and Tatsumaki at the end. So whenever you want, watch this video to master your favorite techs. So let's get started with our strongest hero, Saitama. Sharp uplift. This is not a well-known tech because a lot of people ignore it. It basically gives you the chance to catch your enemy off guard mid-game and land a normal punch or uppercut. Firstly, you do the 3 regular M1s and then tilt your camera to either the left or the right side. Do shove, and in the start of it, hold space or the jump button and hold M1. You will then side dash to the side you chose and continue the combo with the uppercut or normal punch. This tech can be really unpredictable if you haven't done it. Make sure you're not looking at them while doing the shove because then it will mess up your timing. Make sure your enemy is not below 50 ping either, or else it makes it a bit inconsistent. Consecutive down slams. This is one of the easiest techs in the game and it's very useful for extending your M1s. Firstly, you do 3 M1s into a down slam. Afterwards, you consecutive punch their ragdolled body and hold space. When you do jump, do a down slam after immediately continue with the uppercut to extend your combo. This tech is really reliable when your enemy has no ragdoll cancel. You can then walk towards them and catch them from the uppercut. Shove extender. This is the most useful and easy tech there is in the game. Once you master it, even pros would be scared to fight you. The theory is simple. You do 2 M1s into a shove and then front dash to catch the enemy. How, you may ask? Well, firstly, after the 2 M1s, shove, and right as when it's about to hit, you M1, reducing the distance, and then you front dash to catch them. This tech has been recently nerfed but will still work if you get the timing correctly. Do keep in mind that the distance changes from your opponent's ping, so try to adapt to the dashes. Unpunishable uppercut catch. This is one of the most overpowered techs yet underrated. To get your enemy to use their ragdoll cancel, it basically forces them to use it unless they want to get full comboed. Mainly after your 3rd M1, you uppercut and then side dash to the left or right side. You wait a split second, then front dash to catch them directly when they land. They are not able to ragdoll cancel when they have already landed on the ground, and this tech exploits that. Try to form a perfect triangle when you do it to increase the consistency. You may zoom out to see where he's going and then front dash. And overall, it's a very underrated tech that you can master to catch them off guard. Shove M1. This tech allows you to use 3 of your moves to deal more than almost 60% of your enemy's health. Mainly, instead of using shove to extend your M1s, you shove after the first M1, then catch the enemy by pressing M1 way earlier. Then you use your consecutive range to catch the enemy with it, then use the 3rd M1 to land a normal punch. Upper catch. This is probably the hardest tech for Saitama. This tech allows you to catch your enemy mid-air and is somewhat inescapable depending on your enemy's ping. You mainly do 3 M1s, then jump to the top of their head and uppercut. Hold M1 and you will be able to catch them. Sometimes by just jumping and uppercutting normally also works, but depends on the luck. If you want to do it consistently, you must practice the head move uppercut. This tech can easily help you do a full combo without a question. Watch this slow motion closely and try to practice it by yourself. M1 extender. Unlike Garou, Saitama doesn't have an easy combo extender. Mainly you have to do a loop dash where you have to circle around and be at the bottom of your opponent before he fully touches the ground. I myself can't do it most of the time, so I recommend you guys to use the uppercut extender. It's the overall better version of loop dash because it doesn't depend on the ping and you can always do it. Mainly you do 3 M1s into uppercut where you hold space and jump on top of your enemy. Then after uppercutting, you front dash in this direction without shift lock. Then you shift lock back to look at your enemy and hit them mid uppercut. That's pretty much how it works. The final move. Mainly similar to Garou, you do 3 M1s and then side dash to hit a normal punch or uppercut. You can also use shove, consecutive and normal punch after uppercut like this. Backdash cancel. Backdash cancel for Saitama is the most overpowered thing in the game. You just have to use shove and it's all over. Your opponent loves blocking? Just side dash and shove them and then press M1. To backdash cancel, you press any of the moves while holding S and immediately press Q. After it, it's not that complex, but once mastered can benefit you the most in the game. Try to follow along what I do with shove here and keep watching it until you master it fully. Take your time trying to master it. M1 range extender. I don't know how this works, but basically if you were to move your camera to the right a bit, your M1 range magically increases. For some reason, other characters have different angles, and Saitama's M1 range can be increased by placing the angle to the right. So you can easily abuse this tech everywhere while using Saitama. Just tilt your camera to the right while fighting. Starting with our first technique, Kyoto. If you guys want to land the Kyoto technique consistently, you must follow along the key steps. First of all, there are two variations to Kyoto, shift lock variation and without me. Mainly, you first want to M1 your opponent into flowing water, and then side dash to the left side directly to catch your enemy using lethal. Firstly, for shift lock, you must side dash to the left side and then look straight again, so that your dash is shorter. This will allow you to do it consistently. To do it without shift lock, just angle your camera to the middle side to the left and then just time your lethal. For this tech, timing is key and practice will make it perfect for you. Flowing water into Hunter's Grasp. Firstly, you have to do 3 M1s into flowing water, and similar to Kyoto, side dash and grab them using your Hunter's Grasp. I recommend using shift lock version because it's more consistent in performance. The key to doing this tech is after side dashing, you either look forward or look backwards to reduce your dash length. It is also heavily ping dependent, but practice will make it perfect for you. Lethal into flowing water. This is by far the easiest tech. You firstly do lethal on your enemy and then wait a bit till they're on the top, and then flowing water to catch them. There's also a jump variation which is tricky. Mainly you want to jump at the same time as your lethal ends and then grab them mid-air. This one is a bit inconsistent, so keep that in mind while practicing. Lethal into Hunter's Grasp. This is also one of the easiest techs in the game, but be warned, timing is key in this one. Mainly you want to M1 your opponent into a lethal and then in the end of it, jump and do Hunter's Grasp as well as M1. This will allow you to grab them before being launched. You can try to spam it and it may work, but I believe timing matters the most here. Keenly observe my timing. I mainly press it one time and it almost always works. Uppercut, Hunter's Grasp. Basically, this is a more advanced variation of the normal Hunter's Grasp. Mainly, you firstly do 3 M1s into an uppercut, but also jump on top of your enemy's head to land the perfect Hunter's Grasp. This is going to be a tricky tech, so try to rewatch this tech a few times to get the hang of it. Mainly, it's about the timing again, but with practice, this will become second nature. Watch out for the mistake of doing it too early. Wait till your opponent is ragdolled and take your time, the true bounce slam. This is the hardest tech in the game, but is also the most beneficial. Mainly, you do 2 M1 and then M1 and immediately jump, hitting the enemy's head, and then you hold for the last M1, which is going to be a down slam. The enemy will be stunned and can't ragdoll out of your down slam, meaning you can quickly start an unescapable combo of 2 moves. This is also heavily ping dependent. Make sure you do the M1 first and then jump if you have low ping, and M1 after jumping if you are at higher ping. Many pro players can't do this, so if you manage to grasp it, then you'll be ahead of most of them. Watch the slow motion of the clip and try to replicate it. The Twisted Tech. This is a M1 extender which allows you to extend your M1 to deal double the damage. It's also a simple in technique. You firstly do 3 M1s and then move back a bit while doing the last one. Afterwards, you immediately front dash to grab the enemy, allowing you to M1 extend. Another advanced variation of a combo extender is the headers extender, where you use your shift lock to make the dash as short as possible to extend the combo. Twisted is more consistent but depends on your ping and your opponent's ping, whereas the headers tech is possible no matter the ping. So if you are good enough, try to go for it. 3 M1s into an uppercut where you jump on top of your enemy's head and then front dash. Wait a split second and then immediately shift lock that you face up the opposite direction into the target. Try to rewatch this section. When I started doing it, I also had to rewatch someone doing it many times. Lethal extender. This is by far the coolest and hardest tech you can master. Watch carefully. If you just miss one part of it, you'll have to rewatch this whole section. Firstly, you lethal, then move the camera to your face. Wait till you throw the target down and then jump. Front dash, wait a split second and then shift lock back to the target. This is a type of tech that a normal person does not do. If you want to become abnormal and better than everyone else, I'd recommend you guys to watch this in slow motion and keep trying. One of the best ways to learn is to try it, fail, and then rewatch the clip to try again. You have my best hopes. Fourth M1 extender. Mainly this tech is used to extend your last M1 while the enemy has ragdoll cancel. Basically you do the basic fourth M1 back. With proper timing you can catch the enemy using lethal or flowing water. You won't be able to do it with just knowledge. Watch it carefully and try to copy my timing. Every 2 times you fail, rewatch this clip and try it for yourself. For flowing water, just walk straight while doing it. For lethal, you must angle your hand in the direction they are going to be ragdolled into. Here's an example of it. Backdash cancel. Now you can backdash cancel to make your moves extra dangerous. Basically you move backwards and then press one of your moves. Immediately after pressing it, you switch to the dash button and backdash cancel into your move. This works wonders against block spammers because you can just grab them using backdash cancel. Try to follow along and start from the first move to the last. If you manage to master backdash cancelling into Gray's peril, even God himself would bless you with fortune. Anyways, this tech is awesome for catching your enemies off guard. For practicing, just try to master the timing and you'll be set. Machine gun extender. By far the most useful tech for Genos. Mainly you do machine gun blows first, and then after the consecutive attacks are over, you move your camera behind you to stop the final kick from landing and then aim back to continue and basically reset your M1s from scratch. This is really useful in fights because you can do double the damage with your machine gun blows and also continue your combo. The downside to this is that it may not work against low ping users. It's a true inescapable tech if your enemy has higher ping than 120, so use it precisely. Ignition burst extender. This is also an easy tech for Genos and doesn't require much effort to be performed. You do 3 M1s, afterwards you do the final M1 in the normal variation and then you go on top of them while doing the ignition burst. It will ragdoll them near you, allowing you to completely restart your combo again, similar to machine gun blows, but unlike that, they can ragdoll cancel out and counter if their reflexes are fast. So be careful when using this tech against players who are capable of adapting and using counters against you. Mid-air ignition. Basically, it's similar to the ignition burst extender but harder to dodge or counter. This works well because you're doing everything mid-air, and if landed correctly, it also becomes more consistent in performance. Mainly you do 3 M1s and then a mini uppercut, then you jump and ignition burst in the sky. Afterwards you move your camera down and look downwards. This way you can hit them directly where they land, and at the end they'll get stunned and stay where they were, uppercutted, so that you'll be able to easily continue your combo. It's a fine tech that is easy to master and easier to use. Front dash ignition. This is similar to the ignition burst extender but you use a front dash instead. Similar to it, just perform 3 M1s and afterwards you do the final M1 in the normal variation. Immediately after it, you don't go to the top of them, instead go to the side. After that, hit them with it. You'll realize that they'll get flung further. So that's why you front dash next. Because of a front dash, it's additional damage, making this tech deal more damage than the normal variation. Ignition burst maximization. Ignition burst can actually deal more damage than you expect. Firstly, if you normally use it, there will be major problems related with dealing damage, but there is a surefire way to increase damage and then continue with blitz shot. When you ignition burst, your hands go back and they release a burst of fire. If you were to aim it at your enemy, it will ragdoll them further away, but if you were to do that, you can again flick a 180 degrees back to them and then hit them using ignition burst again, dealing way more damage. It's a true tech, meaning they can't ragdoll cancel out of it, but they could use a counter against it, making it one of the best things to master for Genos, if not dealing with a counter spammer. Machine gun dash. This tech allows you to extend your M1s even further, but it's one of the hardest Genos techs to be mastered, so be warned. Only the best of the best can master it. You do 3 M1s into a down slam and then perform machine gun blows on the ragdolled body. Once it's finished, it will kick the body somewhere in a random direction. Your goal is to predict it and then front dash.
dash. Once you hit the front dash, they'll be back in a position to be comboed again. I myself haven't mastered it yet, and I don't even know if it works sometimes, but I've seen some people use it, so it does work. So without deliberate consistent practice, you won't be able to perform it. Genos M1 extender. Genos' uppercut deals more altitude of fling in the sky, making the uppercut loop dash harder for it, but there is a method where you can perform it easily. Instead of immediately front dashing after uppercut, you wait a split second until they're in the top and then front dash to perform a loop. It's easier, it's better, and it works. Jet drive range extender. Jet drive has poor range, and sometimes you could just miss and be unable to hit your enemy for that one shot combo. But there is a way to increase your jet drive range. You basically just have to look in the opposite direction of where you want to go, then flick back in the sky and go where you want to go. That way the jet drive launch extends you closer, making the range of your jet drive slightly bigger. This might be subtle but gives you an universal advantage in fights if you have the knowledge. Immunity blitz shot. Ever wondered if you could perform a fully charged blitz shot and your enemy is unable to attack back or counter it? Basically, it does exist. Firstly, you ignition burst near your enemy and aim it in the person. Afterwards, once it lands, you just immediately perform a jump variation blitz shot and hold it. Basically charge it to deal way more damage than normal. Once they can move, shoot and hit them, dealing more damage than normal. Blitz shot extender. Some say it's impossible to extend off blitz shot, but I'd like to differ. Mainly you do 3 M1s and then blitz shot inside of their body, so it's true. And don't worry, they can't M1 back. Then you immediately press ignition burst, maximizing ignition burst maximization variation to deal additional damage. Then you can continue with a jet drive or something else. Or else, if you fail the burst maximization variation, you can just front dash and do the normal variation to catch them. In the end, it's a true tag that can deal enormous damage in a short time, but be careful of them spamming ragdoll cancel. Jet drive into blitz shot. You could actually extend jet drive using blitz shot. Mainly after the jet drive, you wait a split second and quickly blitz shot the ground. Then you can front dash or side dash to catch them. This may not work a lot of times because the timing of when the enemy may just stand up changes depending on their ping, and also depends when you press blitz shot. So only use it if you have no other choice of TECHS and you want to deal extra damage. Backdash guns. Most of Genos' moves don't require backdash cancel, but you can be a bit fancy and unique by doing this. Just backdash cancel into machine gun blows. And afterwards, using the first trick of this video to extend your M1s in order to continue the combo without any restrictions. But it will depend on what you want to do, so keep the knowledge in check. To backdash cancel, hold S and then press 1 and Q at the same time to lead back to them. That's pretty much all of the useful techs for Genos. Explosive extender. Explosive shuriken is a much hated move similar to blitz shot, but unlike blitz shot, it can be directly extended. Firstly, you do your M1s and then do the 4th M1. Side dash where you did the last M1 and then use explosive shuriken. It will flung them in the sky. Afterwards, just front dash and you'll be able to extend your M1s. I don't know how, but Sonic has the most OP M1 extenders in the game. Flash strike extender. Yes, there is a way to make flash strike extender. You do 3 M1s and then quickly side dash and spam flash strike. Afterwards, you will spam front dash. This will not only make an inescapable flash strike but also reset your M1s. But it may fail against people who play the game at 20 ping or less. But nonetheless, it's one of the most overpowered Sonic techs. Scatter extender. This is the most well-known Sonic tech. You just do your M1s and then scatter. After the scatter ends, you move back a bit and then catch them using your M1s again. Yes, it's that simple for Sonic compared to complex math calculations for Garou. Just make sure you don't do your 4th M1s before scatter or else it won't work at all. The final kick. Similar to final pull, you do 3 M1s and then front dash in the middle of the 3rd M1. Afterwards, you use
whirlwind kick. It will teleport you to your enemy, dealing additional damage flawlessly. I don't know how, but this tech is not that well known. 100% combo. Sonic actually has a 100% combo. Basically, we'll be using every single tech shown here to do it. Firstly, we use explosive extender. Afterwards, we use scatter for our front dash cooldown to end. Then once they are in our M1s again, we use the flash strike extender. And lastly, we just do a normal whirlwind kick, and it will deal 100% damage to your enemy flawlessly. So you can also master it.
Mid-air Grand Slam. Firstly, you have to get the enemy into M1s and then use the first move, that being home run. Afterwards, side dash to the side they were thrown and to quickly press Grand Slam to aim at them. If done correctly, it will catch them mid-air, allowing you to continue your combo flawlessly. There's no drawbacks, excluding the obvious ragdoll cancel if you don't miss. Grand Slam extender. If you're too lazy to do a Grand Slam mid-air extender, you can use this. This is the easiest tech for any character. Just do 3 M1s and then a mini uppercut. It will fling them upwards and immediately press Grand Slam. You'll see that it has caught them mid-air, allowing you to extend your M1s. It could be countered by a ragdoll cancel if your enemy has fast reflexes, but most of the times it might catch them off guard. The final beatdown. Mainly you do 3 M1s, don't do the last one. Instead, front dash to push them backwards and then use beatdown. It will do additional damage compared to the normal one, making it superior and inescapable from any attacks. Foul ball extender. Alright, I'll be honest. It's impossible to extend M1s using foul ball. Like, you can try everything, nothing is going to work. Perhaps you could just use moves to extend it, but that beats the point of extending for M1s. That's why instead of using the normal version, just hit the ground and use the projectile variation. This way you could extend your M1s to deal additional damage. The only problem to this is that it gives your enemy a lot of time to react back and attack you, so get far a bit first. Mainly you use your normal 4th M1 and then use foul ball behind them and aim back. Then once it lands, side dash back to catch them. It may sound complex, but it's Metal Bad Guys, the literal easiest character to master, so I know you can do this. True foul ball extender. Last time I checked, we extended M1s using foul ball, but now you could perform a decent combo using it. Mainly you do 3 M1s and then flick to any side using a side dash to immediately foul ball to catch them. Then continue your combo by side dashing to their position and using beat down to catch them mid drop. The final Grand Slam. Trust me, it may have a fancy name, but it's not complex at all. Firstly, you get your enemy into a combo and then use home run normal variation. After it's done, you wait and don't try to catch them using your Grand Slam. Instead, you just wait a bit and then do a normal Grand Slam to hit their position once they've landed. Then you side dash to catch them and continue your M1s. That's an easier variation to the air variation. Now, how can you even practice this? Because trying it on literal players may cost you a lot of deaths. And also trying it on a normal VIP will take so long, you might as well die by then due to old age because of the move cooldowns. So you need a private server plus game pass to practice. And luckily, ladies and gentlemen, you have me. Once I hit almost 8,000 subscribers, I'll host a private server plus giveaway, because right now I'm trying to grind some Robux and I want to give back to you guys. But for now, you can just subscribe and hit the like button to be entered in the giveaway and join my Discord server, because there you can find a link to my VIP which has private server plus and no cooldowns activated. Meaning by just joining the Discord server, you can practice no cooldown for any character for absolutely free. I'll refresh the region time to time, and when I do have to use it, I may have to shut it down, so just be patient for it. So back to the video. Home run to beat down. We all know that combo where you use beat down first and then home run to perform shenanigans, but what if we reverse it? Firstly, you do 3 M1s into a home run and then walk forward a bit to land a beat down. Just before the fall, to catch them again. It looks really cool and feels satisfying once done reverse, but it's up to your preferences. Backdash cancel. Similar to Saitama, Metal Bat has a great backdash cancelling move, that being home run. To backdash cancel, just hold S and then press any of the moves. Within a time shorter than a split second, press the dash button being Q. You will cancel from your backdash to perform a move. That's basically backdash cancel. M1 extender. This is just a simple loop dash. Just uppercut your enemy and perform a loop around them in a circle. Afterwards, do your best to land beneath them to exactly so that they don't get flinged far away. It could be done with every character in the game, so don't worry about it being hard. Just practice it and you'll get good. 100% combo. Now I'm going to cover a really easy 100% combo using Metal Bat, and I bet you can master it within just 1 hour. Just catch your enemy in M1s and then use foul ball extender. Afterwards you perform a grand slam extender. Then you can use beat down into a down slammed home run or down slammed home run into a beat down catch. Both will work fine, but what matters is being flashy and cool, right?
Quick Slice Extender. This is one of the best and easiest extender for any character. All you have to do is move your camera and you're golden. Whenever you quick slice, your character goes backwards and it removes any possibilities of extending. But this tech removes that. Mainly you do 3 M1s and then aim your character to your enemy and quick slice. This will reduce your distance for a split second and then you aim the quick slice at them once again. This will allow you to flawlessly extend your M1s. And in fact, it's not blockable or counterable because your last M1 will stun your enemy. Just make sure you move your camera fast and be quick after landing the third M1. Pinpoint Extender. This is also one of the best Atomic Samurai extenders. As you may know, you can use pinpoints in normal version to extend your M1s using a front dash. The opening issue is that it's not inescapable. Your enemy can easily counter you if you make one small mistake. For that, I've searched far and deep to bring you guys this extender. It's the pinnacle of perfection for an extender. You do 3 M1s and side dash while doing the last one and jump afterwards. Move your camera to your enemy's direction and then use your air variation pinpoint cut. Just jump and pinpoint to do that. Afterwards, if you are precise, you can always land it no matter the ping of your enemy has. Mainly you must focus on speed. If you are fast enough, it can bypass the speed of a counter and it becomes inescapable. Uppercut Pinpoint Extender. This is partially the same tech, but it does a bit more damage due to you using an uppercut and a front dash. Be warned though, unlike the previous one, if your enemy spams side dash to ragdoll cancel with low ping, he might be able to do it. Mainly for this tech, you do 3 M1s into a mini uppercut and then side dash while holding jump, and then you use pinpoint like previously. This time they'll get flung forward. Use your front dash to catch them and then you can extend your combos with the other techs mentioned next. Normal Pinpoint Extender. If you're just a starter or don't want to do any of those fancy extenders, you can always use the ground variation. I only recommend doing this if you know your opponent doesn't have ragdoll cancel. Mainly, you do a down slam. Move back a bit and then pinpoint to grab them. Wait a second and then front dash to catch them where they're going to land. Remember, this is punishable and it's also counterable if ragdoll cancelled, so watch out for that. Cleave Extender. Basically, it's practically impossible to extend your M1s off the second move unless basically pinpoint is the father of all extenders for Atomic. Again, you do at most cleave and then side dash and use the air variation to extend your M1s if your enemy has ragdoll cancel, and if they don't have it, just use the normal version and it will still work. M1 Extender. This is a universal M1 extender that works on every character. Basically, you do 3 M1s, then move your camera to your face without shift lock. You then do a mini uppercut while jumping on top of their head and then front dash for a split second and then shift lock back to catch them. This will work no matter the ping your opponent has. Backdash cancel. If you can backdash cancel quick slice and Atmos cleave to catch your enemy off guard, then you're in the golden zone of PvP. Atmos cleave is a block breaker, so it's better if you use it to catch them after the hook dash. As for quick slice, many good players mainly ghost block, where they just press block if they see any danger. Backdash cancel quick slice allows you to feign them into thinking to ghost block, and then you continue your gameplay using your quick slice. To backdash cancel, hold S and then press any of the moves. Then after pressing, immediately press Q to cancel your backdash and continue a move. You can actually double your distance by using a backdash cancel and quick slice. If you're unable to do any of the pinpoint techs and want to catch enemies ragdoll cancel, then you can use this tech. Basically, you do 3 M1s into a pinpoint cut and then backdash cancel quick slice to catch them. This is a pretty unknown tech, so you may catch a lot of people off guard. If there is ever a scenario where your quick slice is in cooldown, you can use Atmos cleave, and after it finishes, immediately use quick slice. If you didn't know, it can damage the enemy mid ragdoll, and if they try to cancel out, they might just get themselves caught in a quick slice. Inescapable combo. Lastly, I'll show you guys an inescapable combo for Atomic Samurai dealing up to 70% damage. Mainly you do 3 M1s into a quick slice extender, then again do 3 M1s into a pinpoint air variation extender, and then you finally repeat the M1s and use Atmos cleave. They can't counter it after it is used, so they'll be super low. And if they do ragdoll cancel out, you'll just have to catch them again and get the kill. That's why Atomic Samurai is one of the best characters in the game. Explosive pull. Unlike the normal explosive push, we firstly do a air variation crushing pull. To do this, just hold the jump button while doing M1s, and once they'll be launched further away, and then use explosive push to deal additional damage to them. This works well because you're able to connect damage for the air variation, but the choice is up to you. The final pull. This variation of crushing pull deals the most damage without the use of any other move. Mainly you do 3 M1s, in the middle of the third M1 you front dash. You'll see that your opponent has been flung backward. Just use crushing pull and they'll be brought back to you. This tech deals 30% damage and is inescapable, meaning your opponent can't ragdoll cancel out of it. Windstorm Fury Extender. Windstorm is a weird move because at the end of it, your enemy will be flung in a random direction. Instead of allowing for that, first you do Windstorm Fury. Afterwards, you M1 them 3 times in the middle of Windstorm Fury. Then do an uppercut or down slam. This will stop your enemy from being flung in the sky, which allows you to use Stone Coffin to catch them into a combo again. Inescapable Stone Coffin. Mainly you do 3 M1s and side dash to any side. Afterwards, quickly use Stone Coffin. This allows you to restart your M1s and use Crushing Pull at the end to deal additional damage, making it the only inescapable true combo for Tatsumaki. That's why you must learn this tech to be ahead of your competition. Windstorm Coffin. This isn't a very useful tech, but if you know your enemy may ragdoll cancel, you can sometimes use this to trick them. Mainly you use Windstorm Fury and walk back. If your enemy sees you move away from them, they'll have no reason to ragdoll cancel to attack you. Once their fear is gone, immediately Stone Coffin to catch them. This allows you to extend your Windstorm Fury with lesser risk involved compared to Fury Extender. There's mainly these techs. Others do the same thing and won't make such a big difference. You can search for those minor techs here on YouTube, but personally these techs are enough because Tatsumaki is a very simplistic character. Vanishing Extender. This tech allows you to extend your M1s with Vanishing Kick. It is also somewhat inescapable if you perfectly get the timing right. As for how to do it, mainly you do 2 M1s and do the third M1 to immediately after front dash. This reduces your dash and stuns the enemy. Afterwards, you use Vanishing Kick to catch them. And when you do hit, hold M1 so that they won't get flung too far. Side dash and catch them into a combo. This tech is really reliable in a lot of bad situations, so practice it well. Bullet Barrage input. Bullet Barrage is a really cool move, but it is really bad to combo extend, mainly because after the fall, the enemy goes into a random direction, unpredictably. One of the ways to 100% guarantee a combo is to use Bullet Barrage into a head first. Mainly after you drop, wait a second and then use head first. It's inescapable and you can continue your moves with more attacks in the future. It is also one of the easiest Suri attacks. bullet barrage into vanishing kick. Similarly to head first tech, you can combo extend your bullet barrage using vanishing kick as well. After the fall, just side dash to the left or right side and vanishing kick your enemy. If they did ragdoll, just use your vanishing kick again to do your last move. This is also inescapable if done perfectly. Vanishing loop. If you have any difficulties doing the first tech, you can easily switch it with this one. It's a lot easier to perform, but it is not inescapable, meaning they can ragdoll cancel and combo you. Mainly you do 3 M1s into a mini uppercut and then loop vanishing kick them. Afterwards immediately front dash to catch them and then continue your combo. Kaiser extender. Yes, I've also magically made an extender as well. Remember how I mentioned extending from bullet barrage was impossible due to it being unpredictable? Well, as an intellectual individual, I've managed to calculate the pattern. Mainly the fall is scripted to go in the direction the back is facing at the third spin. Meaning if you were to side dash and then front dash to catch them, then they are unable to block it. It will take you at least a few days of practice to master it, because it's not about reaction time, it's about predicting where they are going to fall and then positioning yourself in the perfect direction to front dash. Vanishing barrage. This tech is really cool. Mainly you do 2 M1s into a vanishing kick and at the end of it hold M1 so that they get stunned. Then side dash into a bullet barrage at the end of it. You wait till they hit the ground and then press vanishing kick again to deal maximum damage. Personally, this tech can come in clutch when the other moves are in cooldown. It's also easy to perform. Bullet drop. This tech allows you to use whirlwind drop after bullet barrage. And similar to head first, it's inescapable. It's also the most simplest. You don't have to wait, just bullet barrage and then spam whirlwind drop. You can also extend this using vanishing kick and perform a full combo. The perfect head first. If you didn't know, head first is a block breaker, meaning it can bypass block. Surya doesn't have any good backdash cancel techs, but you can use this. Whenever your enemy becomes oddly defensive and holds block a lot, just side dash into a hook dash and then backdash cancel into a head first. To backdash cancel, you have to firstly hold S, then you press 4 and Q simultaneously. Make sure you press the move first, then press Q. You have to be extremely fast or else it won't work. Suryu M1 extender. Like every other character, you can perform a loop dash to extend Suryu's M1s. All you have to do is perform a mini uppercut and then front dash into a loop where you land at their bottom, exactly. And then side dash to grab them. Oh yeah, my mistake, original gangster. Forget loop dashing, master the header stash. You firstly do 3 M1s, then jump on top of their head while doing an uppercut. Make sure your camera is angled so that it's facing your face. And then front dash, wait a split second and then shift lock back to grab them. This is possible no matter the ping, so it's better than loop dashing. 100% combo. Finally, I wanted to showcase you guys a really good combo using some of the techs mentioned. This one is inescapable. You do 2 M1s into a vanishing kick extender. Then you bullet barrage into head first. If they don't ragdoll cancel, you can also use whirlwind drop. As for the 100% combo, you do 3 M1s into a down slam and then use bullet barrage. You then use head first to grab them and after it finishes, do another down slam. After that, use vanishing kick to extend your M1s and then down slam one last time, as well as using the final vanishing kick move into a whirlwind drop, dealing 100% of the damage. Now ladies and gentlemen, you're free to rewatch this video if you need practice. Also please consider subscribing. It's free and I put a lot of work to help you guys with this. Watch this video next if you want to become a master at Saitama.